it seems to me that the people who are very good at long-term plans, the only way that can really come to fruition is if you don't have outlier events. But kind of all of us are hoping in some form for an outlier event. Like we're hoping for the, 99th percentile win. Like maybe we're not optimizing for that, but we're like, yeah, like really this could happen. And the same with you with the show, even with all of the pieces in play, thinking to yourself, hey, over the next decade, this is going to have 1 billion downloads and, be maybe even better known than the books, which was my thing. I was an author coming in and now I'm maybe best known as a podcaster. How are you able to, or maybe they compete? There's no way axiomatically to come into that, I think, and be like, and this is how it's going to go. You just don't know where the chips are going to fall.
No, you have no idea. And I would also say that I think the short-term experimentalism and the long-term planning are not mutually exclusive, but the long-term planning that I've seen executed really well is usually executed by people who are top 1% of 1% in a single field.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't have, as best I can tell, that degree of expertise. I'm more of a generalist. So
because
I would
they've
say
got this sort of linear progression through the...
they have a superpower, right? They are a LeBron James. They are a superstar 10x coder. They are a fill in the blank.
Mm-hmm.
They have a very clearly identified superpower that can drive them through a pretty, I don't want to say linear path, but it allows them to plan with a higher degree of certainty how to take full advantage of that superpower. Whereas I think I am more of a generalist in the sense that I might be top 20% in a few things when you overlap them in a Venn diagram that allow me to try to, not always succeeding, be a category of one. So I'm attempting to be the only and not the best. It's a great book called The Blue Ocean Strategy that I recommend people read as you think about this. And there's also a chapter in a book called The 22 Immutable Laws of Marketing. It's a bit outdated in some ways, but the original version has examples of something they call the law of category, which is simply attempting to create new categories versus dominate crowded existing categories. And I think that's a helpful exercise, not just for branding and marketing purposes, but for positioning. And then when you think about positioning, you can work backwards from that and create the product.
Yeah, I suppose as well that if you have multiple intersecting domains or subcategories that you're in, you have no idea how these things are going to combine together. It's like, hey, this meal is made of steak. I can reliably tell you what it's going to taste like. This meal is made of 15 different ingredients, all cooked in different ways. What's the outcome going to be? I'm not too sure. Yeah. And I guess that's where the outlier effect thing comes from. Mm-hmm. So talking about from a daily ritual standpoint, what does a typical day look like for you? Morning routine, full works. What's a day in the life of Tim Ferriss look like?
It depends on where I'm located. I was, for instance, skiing